Aloha, this is Patrick with Recovery Conversations. Thanks for being here. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to Amber W., who is a member of Smart Recovery. Not only is she a member, she's also a founder of the only face-to-face Smart Recovery here in the state of Hawaii. Smart is based on evidence, empirical evidence, and is largely focused on self-empowerment. So hear Amber's story and why she chose to bring this program to her community. I hope you enjoy it and find some use in it. Thank you. So you just started to hit on the topic of why did you bring Smart to Hawaii? You're the only face-to-face meeting in the state.
Yes. Well, Smart Recovery, I found them when I was on my path, and uh, they were so much different than AA. They were, when I tried AA, I worked the steps, and it just seemed that, it left me feeling really bad about myself. And, after every meeting, I just kind of felt gross. I didn't, it was just different. Once I went through, all that they stood for, I got online and got one of their workbooks, and it just hit me. You know what I mean? It just, they don't use the language that AA does, where, you're not a label. I hate that, you don't have to be an alcoholic or an addict, even though you're, 4 years clean. That's not empowering at all. That doesn't help anybody build anybody up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's probably the main reason why I stuck with them and why I wanted to bring Smart Recovery here to Lower Puna on Big Island. At the time, I didn't realize that there wasn't any other Smart Recovery meetings on the island or the whole state. But then when I found out, it just kind of made me want to have to do it more, I guess. I don't know if that makes
So,
sense.
so it does. I have a lot of questions. So the first
Okay.
question I'm going to go back to you with is, you wanted to bring it to the islands. Why do you think Smart is a good fit for the community you're in?
Well, being able to make your own choice, being able to self manage, um, I think that is definitely needed here. There's, just with the culture itself, there's, I don't even know how to put it. It's just very empowering. I've actually met and dealt with a handful of people that, because of the system here, or AA, they kind of felt like there was something wrong with them. You know what I mean? That they weren't ever going to get better. That this was it. That there was nothing else that they could do. And then Smart allows you to take the path that you are on. They believe that there's more than one road to the
Mm-hmm.
recovery, and in what works for one person doesn't work for another. So it's Smart. You're able to, well, for one, have all of those different ways.
There's a difference between, let's say, you deciding I want to go to Smart meetings, right there, they're available online, versus you saying I want to bring this here to this community. Like it takes a certain
Right.
person to do something that big.
Right.
So
Well, I mean, on my path, with my recovery, I mean, I learned well on that, giving back to your community, volunteering,
yeah.
all those kinds of things are not only, good for the community, but it's good and wholesome for you. And that was a big part of my recovery, was volunteering and just giving back. So, I really had, you know, such a success myself that I wanted to show everybody.
You were first a member of Smart before deciding to go the facilitator route and bringing it here. So
Yes.
talk to me about when you say you found success in Smart, what does that mean to you? And as far as your personal story and how you feel about your recovery, what does success in Smart mean?
Well, like I said, I tried AA. I was with AA for, I think I tried it twice, off and on, for about a year with little success. I mean, I didn't really, even when I still ended up having relapses. So then, what was Smart, not only did, it line up with my world views and how I, personally felt about things, it was so empowering. And to be able to shift that perspective changed everything. You know what I mean? It, not that it wasn't hard after that, but it was different. You know, and then to be able to, again, self-manage that, be able to use all the resources that they have, um, you know, was, it's honestly, it saved my life, you know, more than, you know, a handful of times. And even after 6 months, a year, I still was walking away every meeting, getting, you know, having something to take away from it and feeling like, you know, I really, um, yeah, so that was success for me. I worked the steps, you know, when it came down to it, when, you know, I was this close to relapsing, nothing that those 12 steps did help, you know, helped in that moment. It didn't, but, you know, with smart recovery, I was able to think about, you know, cost versus benefits, and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
be able to be a little more present. And, you know, that even that little distraction helps, you know, with that urge. And before you know it, you know, it's not so bad. And then it's over. And so, yeah, there are tools I've, I still am able to utilize. The resources are, they just worked for me. But again, you know, what works for me might not work for everybody. So
Yeah, yeah. But you have the freedom to say that in SMART, which is
exactly,
awesome, right?
exactly. Yeah. And, you know, with the evidence-based thing too, you know, with, you know, we find out all the, there's so many things changing with addiction and with mental health right now. Um, so, you know, things might change with how we handle recovery altogether. Whereas, you know, AA is always going to be the 12 steps. And um, I don't know, the kind of language that they use is just, you know, it says it right there. You have to admit that you're powerless. That not really, I don't know. I want to feel empowered, not
I want to
powerless.
feel
You know,
empowered.
and I
Yeah,
think that was the biggest thing for me.
yeah.